not even built the same as Jake. I would say Jake's a little bit faster than him. He has more power, but he's slower in distributing that power. And I feel like Anthony probably took him a little bit more serious just because he's actually a bigger heavyweight with power. And I feel like he did everything.
Get anything out of that sparring that's going to help you in your fight. Maybe you are. Maybe I'm just completely diminishing Jake Paul's ability, but I'm struggling. I really am.
Fair play to Jake Paul. I mean...
And you're right, there's a bit of a conflict there because Joshua used to manage.
Jake Paul has shocked fans with his latest transformation. He now looks sharper, stronger, and more focused than ever as he prepares to face Anthony Joshua. His body is more defined, showing the results of intense training and strict conditioning. This new look proves he's taking this fight seriously and building the strength and confidence he needs for the biggest challenge of his career. Tony Jeff explains how Jake Paul might pull off a surprising win against Anthony Joshua. He focuses on timing, momentum, and physical development. Jake has been more active, staying busy with constant training camps and regular fights. That activity keeps him sharp and confident. In contrast, Joshua's long breaks may affect his timing and readiness. Jeff also points out the age difference. Jake is younger, fresher, and still improving, while Joshua is entering the later stage of his career. Jake's physical transformation also stands out, showing he's stronger and more committed than before. According to Jeff, all these factors could give Jake an unexpected advantage on fight night.
And looking at his box rec, he's had 6 fights since 2023. And one of them was against Mike Tyson. But we all seen what happened in that fight. Mike Tyson was well past his prime. Where Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is, but I'm not going to say he's coming into his prime because he had some great wins earlier on in his career before he lost to Usyk twice. And by the way, when he did lose to Usyk, the last one was a split decision. It was a pretty close fight. So now this fight is matched. And I just want to look at the tail of the tape. Now looking at the age difference, we've got 28 years old compared to 36 years old. So I guess the advantage there goes a little bit towards Jake Paul. 28-year-old is better than a 36-year-old. But that being said, we've got talking about experience and everything else. What comes with being 36 years old at Anthony Joshua's level. And then, like I mentioned, the heavyweights kind of seem to prime a little bit older. Now come down to the height and the weight. This is the big one. 6'1" versus 6'6". 200 pound versus 252 pound. We got a 252 pounder in Anthony Joshua. The reach advantage is a lot, which we would expect. Amateur fights, we can see that Jake's only had one, where AJ's had 43, but 43 of them are included at the highest level, Olympic level. And yes, he won the Olympic bloody gold medal, if I don't need to remind you. Then the pro record, Jake Paul has had 13 fights, lost 1. AJ has had 28 fights and he's lost 4 with 25 KOs. And the one person that Jake Paul lost to was Tommy Fury. Now, can we compare Tommy Fury with Anthony Joshua? Not at all. It's like night and day. So now I'm going to talk about the rules of this fight, and I'll give you my prediction, which is going to shock a lot of people after this. So, what are the rules? The bout will take place.
Analysts are taking a closer look at Jake Paul's sparring sessions with heavyweights, breaking down what both sides gain. For the heavyweights, it's a big payday and a chance to test their skills with a high-profile fighter. For Jake, training with bigger and stronger opponents proves he is fully committed to the Anthony Joshua fight. These sessions push his conditioning, timing, and toughness to new levels. Experts say the intensity of this sparring shows Jake is serious about preparing for the challenge ahead.
They're getting a lot of money to be there, and it's easy work. But what is in that for Lawrence Okoli, Frank Sanchez, and Jared Anderson?
Easy money. I don't know how much he'll be paying sparring partners. I assume to get those caliber of sparring partners in, it's got to be big money.
Lawrence Okoli's got a fight coming up. If you're Joe Gallagher, are you go spar Jake Paul? Is that going to help you?
No, absolutely not. Are you going to get a bit of profile from it, perhaps? People are going to hear your name?
Yeah.
Does that help? I remember going to spar with Kessler, and I got £500 or euros for the week. It was the hardest money I've ever earned in my life.
But how much did you learn from?
Yeah, me, bundles.
Yeah. What's Okoli learn? I don't get it.
No.
I mean, I do get it, the money. But when you got a fight coming up, I'm thinking, really? Are you going to get anything out of that sparring that's going to help you in your fight? Maybe you are. Maybe I'm just completely diminishing Jake Paul's ability, but I'm struggling. I really am.
Fair play to Jake Paul. I mean...
And you're right, there's a bit of a conflict there because Joshua used to manage him.
Yeah, it was through 258, right?
Yeah. But surely they're smashing him to pieces. Surely Jake's going, oh, what the fuck? This is fucking horrible.
Every single one of those 3 fighters there could annihilate him in a round.
Yeah, so are they not doing that?
Tyrone Woodley gives a surprising comparison between Jake Paul and Francis Ngannou. He says Jake is clearly faster, and that speed gives him a major advantage, especially against a heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Woodley also points out that Jake's punches have more snap and power than people expect, even suggesting Jake hits slightly harder in some shots because of his speed. Woodley believes this fight will be very different from Joshua versus Ngannou. Instead of ending quickly, he expects Jake to survive into the later rounds. He thinks Jake's conditioning, movement, and willingness to take risks will keep him in the fight longer than most people imagine. To Woodley, this matchup will be about endurance, strategy, and pacing, not just raw power. He also explains that Joshua is more disciplined and experienced than Ngannou, making him a completely different challenge. White heavy checkmark.
Paul Anthony Joshua fight. Do you think Jake has lost his mind? You know him probably as well as anyone.
I mean, Jake has been lost his mind. Like, what's new? Like, he lost his mind when he fought me. He lost his mind when he fought Anderson, when he fought Nate. He lost his mind when he wanted to fight professionally and switched over from amateur. It's really kind of been a theme. And I feel like the only person that hurt him ever was me. The only person that he lost to was somebody that actually boxed him, that actually took him serious, used the jab, moved around. And I feel like we've seen fights where Anthony didn't do that, and we've seen fights where he did. Depending on which version of Anthony Joshua comes out, depends on if Jake has what we would call a chance. When you fighting, if you got knockout power, you got belief in yourself, you got some speed, agility to move around, you always have a chance. You know what I mean? We've seen crazier things happen. Francis Ngannou is a terrible comparison to this happened to Francis. He's not even built the same as Jake. I would say Jake's a little bit faster than him. He has more power, but he's slower in distributing that power. And I feel like Anthony probably took him a little bit more serious just because he's actually a bigger heavyweight with power, and I feel like he did everything to make sure Francis didn't even get a chance to use it. So I don't have to make a prediction because I'm fighting, I'm not commentating, but you know, I love when people doubt me, so I'm never gonna doubt somebody if they believe in themselves.
Do you think he has a chance, Jake?
I mean, people think I'm crazy, but they yelled at me when I said I thought the fight with him and Anderson was even.
Frank Smith explains that making the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight was much easier than people think. He didn't worry about critics or public opinion. To him, boxing is entertainment, business, and competition all in one, and when a matchup benefits everyone, there's no reason to avoid it. Both fighters saw a clear opportunity. Joshua gets a huge event that keeps him active and draws massive attention. Jake gets the biggest test of his career along with a major payday. Smith says there's nothing wrong with a matchup that creates excitement and conversation. He believes boxing grows when big personalities take bold risks. Hitting 4 perfect fights slows the sport down, but unexpected matchups push it forward. According to Smith, this fight is great for business, great for the fighters, and great for the sport.